Hello and welcome to the Red Disc Podcast. I am Discman,
I'm the Juggernaut!
and that was Ian the Red with his incredibly offensive, quote-unquote, Australian accent.
I'm the Juggernaut!
That's not Australian.
Alright.
This is actually good, so we can get a second opinion. He thinks he thinks it sounds Australian. I think like it's someone having a stroke and being tomahawked in the head.
No one can beat me! Because
And
I'm the Juggernaut!
It's not Australian.
Anyway,
That's just offensive on every level.
we have a wonderful article for
Which
today.
we will get to.
Oh, the Warcraft
First,
thing.
we have some ridiculous news.
Okay, so how many of you out there play World of Warcraft?
If you raise your hand, you're stupid.
Anyway, if you do play World of Warcraft, like moi, then you might have seen that it has dropped over 3 million subscribers in the first quarter, which basically is the biggest subscription drop in World of Warcraft ever. In such a short amount of time. Blizzard doesn't seem very worried about this, but that may just because they're lying and they actually are worried and they're just trying to keep their cool. But it's very significant, and it's probably due to the fact of that patch 6.1 introduced grand total of almost zip.
Fantastic.
Yes, like the selfie camera, for example.
Well, that's not nothing.
Yeah, you know what I would have wanted?
Selfies.
Dungeons, new zone, daily quests, anything.
There's selfies.
There's the jukebox that I built in a total amount of 30 minutes. You know how long that quest took me? I just said. You know how long dailies take me to get to Exalted? A lot longer. And it keeps me entertained. You know what patch 6.1 failed to do? Keep me entertained.
Fantastic.
Let's just hope 6.2 can fix what they screwed up.
So, Ian and I here earlier were having an incredibly offensive conversation.
So how many of you are familiar with the elusive word Japanese? Absolutely none of you? Okay.
Probably because we made it up in a fit of racism, I guess.
Alright, so imagine this. You and your friend are talking, and your friend's like, I'm a weeaboo, and he's like, okay, let's go to Japan. So you get on a plane, and you fly to Japan, and you're like, wow, this is cool, let's go
get sudsed up.
So you go to the Sud Cafe, and you
The Sud Cafe.
and you get guys rubbing suds all over your butt crack, and then you go home and you're
pretty
like,
sure that even for Japan that's weird. I'm pretty sure that's not what it is.
and then you get tentacle raped, and you go home and you're like, man, that was relaxing.
That was a good day.
And then your friend's like, hey, one of those guys at the Sud Cafe bit me, and you're like, oh, that's fine, that's completely normal.
We're in Japan, people, where there are cats that will take your order at a cafe, I think.
That's not how it works.
Okay, let's go on a tangent here. What is that?
Just because it's called a cat cafe doesn't mean cats take your order.
What do they do then?
They just stand around. You go in the cafe and then there's cats. And they're just there.
Oh, well, that seems like false advertising.
And then there's the maid cafe. And before you ask, no, the maids don't just stand around. They do take your order. But
oh yeah, okay,
back to the where Japanese. So anyway, so your friend is starting to act a little weird as the days in Japan pass. Like, his hair is slowly turning a darker color, his eyes are getting smaller.
This is where it gets the most offensive.
He has a strange craving for fish and raw meat.
Fish-related products.
Fish-related products and raw meat. And before you say I'm being offensive, no, they actually eat raw meat over there. Huh. You're contemplating that.
I guess the oven hasn't gotten there yet. But Neon has.
and so has Nyan. Get it? Because that's what
That's
Japanese
meow.
people think that meow is in Japanese. So
That's what they think it is in Japanese. I think they would know.
have you ever heard a cat go Nyan? This is to prove my point. So anyway, your friend is just, you notice he's gone out and he's doing all these things, and you think, well, I'm fine. So you go to sleep one night and you wake up and your friend's gnawing on your arm, and then you realize far too late that you had done too little to protect
Should have
yourself.
had a V8.
You should have had a V8. This podcast sponsored by V8. Drink responsibly.
I'm pretty that's alcohol.
My head hurts.
If V8 is alcohol, then I'm in some trouble.
Wow. What does that even mean? No one likes V8.
I've had V8.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
What kind of V8 was it? Was it just the normal run-of-the-mill V8?
No, it's like this fusion.
You see, that's the good stuff. I'm talking about
regular?
V8.
I haven't had that before.
Regular V8, it tastes like you're drinking cold tomato water.
I guess we just lost our sponsorship.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to say good things. Crap. Well, no money from this podcast. Anyway, so be responsible. If you know any weird Japanese in your community, put them down so that they don't bite anyone else.
Okay, let's get to our main story here. Let's switch right here.
What are we switching? What are we doing?
Places. Change places.
No, just stay there.
Here we
All
have.
right.
We have
Here's a story that comes to you from Jacksonville, Florida.
You know, the something offensive of the U.S. Okay,
So,
here, wait,
this
no. I'm gonna do this.
All right.
Okay. The headline is Florida man turns himself in for murdering imaginary friend. This website is moron.com, appropriate. We read a little bit of this. In Jacksonville, Florida, Jeff Gaylord, perfect name, and Jeff is spelled the terrible way, 37,
The terrible way.
entered the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office earlier today and turned himself in for killing his imaginary friend, Mr. Happy. He's not happy anymore.
He's dead.
Gaylord told officers he had stabbed Mr. Happy repeatedly with a kitchen knife, cut up the body with a hatchet, and burned the victim in his backyard.
That says buried, you ding
Oh,
dong.
it says buried? I thought it said burned.
No, that would have been better though.
Okay. He looks very sad and his hair is way too long. If you'll scroll down there. A remorseful Gaylord told officers he watched the he wanted the death penalty for his crime, preferably right now. That is not at all how that works. This is as far as I've read it, so here we go. Gaylord said he killed his imaginary friend of 7 years for multiple reasons. One, for being messy.
Oh, hold on. I want to read the dialogue.
Okay.
His room was a mess all the time with his toys and dolls.
Gaylord told police.
He left his empty vodka bottles all over the kitchen. Never picked up his empty cocaine baggies and left the toilet seat down when he peed. You messed up
That's
my
like the
apartment to the point where
That's
I
like the opposite reason that a woman would kill someone.
Before Hap started doing drugs and acting weird, he was my BFF. For all of you who don't know, that stands for best friend forever.
It says he was my BFF, and then the article has in parentheses best friend forever. Alright, I would like to make a point here. He calls him Hap.
Hap.
That's not a point.
That's just a statement.
I think... Here's my theory.
He was high on every drug.
On every drug, all 7 of them.
All 7?
There are 7 drugs.
I don't think that's true at all.
There are at least 7 drugs.
There are at least 7 drugs.
There are 7 main drugs. And all the other drugs are branch off drugs.
We'd go dancing. Play on the children's playing equipment. So let me get this straight. This guy was just in a children's park and no one said anything.
I would love. Too bad this isn't a video. I would love to include a picture. He looks like he looks like a Cherokee pedophile.
Back to the racism again.
Hopefully, in editing, I'm gonna flash a picture of this, but I probably won't.
Okay.
Would you agree, Cherokee pedophile?
Okay, hold on. I want to keep going.
Okay.
Both huge fans of doom metal. Listen to it for hours with the lights turned off. Gaylord said he and Mr. Happy had grown very unhappy in their relationship and hadn't had a quote-unquote
real conversation. Oh wait, this is mine. Real conversation in at least a year. The breaking point came when Mr. Happy allegedly crashed Mr. Gaylord's Nissan Altima after the friends had been out celebrating Mr. Happy's birthday at Hooters, which resulted in Mr. Gaylord being arrested instead of Mr. Happy.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
False claims.
Oh my god. Okay, this is getting great. I'm loving this article. That drunk driving incident I got unfairly blamed for, and just how messy he had become put me over the edge, and I murdered him, Mr. Gaylord told police.
It was an overreaction.
It was
I should have listened to the neighbor lady and cuts in the cat. So wait, was a neighbor lady actually talking to him about this?
I doubt it.
Did his neighbor just know and accept this? She's like, you need to get help.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, she was just like, okay, you need help, and he assumed it was talking about both of them.
Yeah. All right.
But no, I did the unthinkable and killed my best friend. I'm a terrible, terrible person, and I need to be punished.
That sounds like something that someone would say in a sexual manner. I'm a dirty boy. Punish me. Punish me.
Alright then. Police said Gaylord was extremely intoxicated and threatened to kill police after they told him they could not give him the death penalty for his crime. Police took Mr. Gaylord into custody and obtained a search warrant for his house, where they found drug paraphernalia and a machine gun. Gaylord was booked on multiple charges. Bail has not been set.
Proof that Mr. Happy is in fact dead. No bail.
Okay, what's he doing with a machine gun? That's my question.
It's just to keep the dog away.
To keep the dog away. That damn dog always eating Mr. Happy. I don't know.
Well,
digging him up.
We're getting close to our time limit, we need to talk about something else here really quick. So, how about those fetishes?
No, we're not going there. That's for another time, maybe.
For another time.
This is our first podcast. I'm pretty sure
we have to put it.
We shouldn't start right off with fetishes.
We need to just savor it. How about we just talk about one then? How about we just pick we have a fetish grab bag, and then we just pick one that we talk about every week. So pick one.
Sure. You're the expert.
All right. This week.
You just accept that.
Let's talk about weight gain.
Oh no.
So,
actually, one of the more tame ones. I've been informed pretty heavily of all of these.
So, for those who don't know, weight loss. Not weight loss.
Weight loss.
That's a good thing.
That's what it is.
Hold on, I want to look up official definitions.
No. Here comes great search history if you're ever arrested.
I was about to say, you know what? I'm not going to type this in.
Please don't.
Anyway, basically what it is it's basically the arousal of it's the arousal of seeing someone rapidly gaining weight, or just gaining weight in general, usually in abnormally large amounts, sometimes in reasonable amounts. I don't exactly know what reasonable amount of fast weight gain is, however.
So that is...
We're going to Urban Dictionary right now to
Yes.
find the official
Here.
definition.
Actually, that's not what it is. It's for something else.
Oh, you're not going to look up weight gain on Urban Dictionary?
No.
Why not?
We're gonna end this with a random Urban Dictionary entry that we can find. What should we search?
Weight gain.
No.
Don't type it in. I just want to see what comes up.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Weight
Nope.
gain isn't defined.
Okay,
Can
there is
you
no
define
definition.
it? Well, I just did.
Great,
So.
an incredible fail on our Urban Dictionary. I was just kind of gonna end it off on that.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much for bearing with us, Cherokee Pedophiles and Weight Gain.
Oh, and don't forget imaginary friends too.
And we're Asians.
Yeah, and the important lesson here is don't mistreat your imaginary friend. I mean, he may mess up your house, pee on the seat, and do drugs, and crash your cars, but you just gotta put up with him, man, and get him help. Don't
go to couples counseling.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to kill him. That just seems a little extreme.
Well, that's why he wanted to go to jail, I suppose. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm Discman.
And I'm not horny.
No, you're not. We'll see you next week.